Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Alright, we're going to start with an interesting article. Dave Filoni describes Ahsoka. He kind of calls it a bridge between what came before and what's really possible in Star Wars.
World between worlds confirmed. That's what it sounds like. It just sounds more and more like we're getting a little wonky in this series. And I don't know if that's good or bad. It could go either way, I think.
We won't know until we see it. And by then it'll be too late. Ha 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 ha!
That's a very evil laugh.
Unless-
I think you're on the side of Dave.
I'm on the side of
You know
my
Dave's
side.
secrets. You're the only one who knows them.
Dave's secrets?
Even Dave doesn't know his own secrets.
I'm thinking for some reason when you said Dave's, I'm like, Wendy's? I know Dave's secrets. He's coming out with the quad burger next.
Ooh, that sounds filling.
It sounds like two burgers to me.
It does, yes.
All right, well, this information is coming from that edition of Empire that comes out in July, because of course we're going to get slow tidbits and stuff, and even some images. Like the one that I already have up on screen. Haha!
Beautiful image, even though I can't see it.
Do you want to see it?
Kinda.
Be right back.
That's a good image.
See, he's not
We're back
saw it.
already.
Yay! It's
I
the
think
magic of editing, I guess.
She does pretty well with Ahsoka's mannerisms. I think that's a good Ahsoka pose right there. That looks Ahsoka-ish. That kind
Cross your arms. Look a
She
little
crosses
bit
her
like...
arms a lot, if you haven't
She
noticed.
really
Ahsoka
does.
is an arm crosser.
Ahsoka's an arm crosser.
Yeah.
She's perpetually displeased.
Well, it's not even displeased. It's just that, like, she's calling you BS. Like, if she calls you BS, she's going to cross your arms. If she's displeased, if she's curious, she's an arm crosser.
So we did get some snippets from an interview where Dave talks about the character's journey in the show, particularly where she starts. What's interesting is one of the big referenced moments in the Star Wars Rebels show that happened, of course, at the end of Clone Wars was when Ahsoka left the Jedi Order saying, "I'm no Jedi." Big deal. That was a huge turning point to see somebody leave the Order to walk away. It was a very emotional moment when it happened. Well, Dave Filoni had some words to say about that, saying kind of that this is taken out of context.
Oh?
Yeah.
How is it taken out of context when we saw it in context?
Dave explained to Empire, it's not that she doesn't wield a lightsaber or adhere to the values of what Jedi should stand for, but that she's lost faith in the institution, which forces her into a lonely position. This is where we met her in Mandalorian and where her journey in Ahsoka starts.
Didn't we already kind of figure that?
Well, yeah, we did. Maybe he just thinks a lot of people aren't as clever as he is.
Maybe they're not, but...
It's like we knew that when she left the Order that she didn't turn her back on being a good person.
Yeah,
and following the codes.
Yeah, she realized the institution was flawed. That's what the prequels teach us. Not that the Jedi are bad. Their ideals are good, but the institution became troubled.
To say the least.
Yes.
He goes on to say, she's a wanderer at this point and is in a lot of ways weary of any organization that as such because of the power that comes with it as a group. She walks a path that basically died out a long time ago, and there aren't many like her left, if any. So that's a lonely thing. What is that life like? If you're a loner, you have a very small circle of friends. What is it like then when you try to open back up?
To who? Who's she opening up to? Sabine?
Well, is he saying that she's even not trusting of the New Republic because organizations bring power and corruption?
Yeah, I'm just wondering at a personal level. But you're right. She is kind of saying that, well, we've kind of seen what's going on with the New Republic in Mandalorian now.
Yes,
we know,
there's corruption boiling around within it.
We know they're destined for failure.
That's also true.
On an epic scale.
It's nice knowing the endings before the beginnings.
Yeah. I mean, they could always world between worlds, those endings, right? Wink.
Because Disney will be okay with that.
They would be if it made them a ton of money. Hey, if I've said before, if Disney knew with absolute certainty or near certainty that redoing the sequels and make them a ton of money, they'd do it.
I like how he says there aren't many like her left, if any. I'm like, according to every other piece of canon, they're just springing up like weeds.
Well, in this time period, we don't know that. We know Luke.
Luke, yes.
But we don't know anybody else is technically... I mean, Ezra, yeah,
is
he's
somewhere.
probably alive, but Ezra was a Padawan when he got whisked away by the Purrgil.
Well, and until we're told otherwise, we know that Cal Kestis could be floating around.
I'm not so sure about Cal.
We don't know.
I think Cal's story's going to end one way or another very soon.
I think he's not going to be a Jedi.
Well,
I think he bends too many rules to be a Jedi.
That's an understatement.
Yes.
No spoilers for the game, but yeah, he's a little bendy right now.
Little Bendy, not to be confused with Little Bendu.
Well, he's kind of like a little Bendu.
Little
He's a
Bendu.
little dark, a little light, a little everything right now.
There's a lot of talk about how Ahsoka might be difficult for fans to jump into because, people who aren't in the culture of Star Wars, I guess I could say, who don't watch all the animated things, they may not know who she is.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone the other day who was been watching all the shows and everything, and they asked me what's next, and I said Ahsoka, and I kind of got that blank look. Mm-hmm. He's like, what's an Ahsoka? It's like, well...
What's an Ahsoka?
Yeah, exactly. That's actually the answer I tend to get. What's an Ahsoka? Like, not understanding that's a name, but like a thing? Yeah, so I think there's going to be a lot of people very confused by this show.
Right. Because she comes from the animated world, and you're like, had to explain it as, that character from that one episode?
Yeah, you were there. It was playing D&D this last weekend, yeah.
Yeah, we have to literally describe the show in the episode to point out who that is.
Yeah.
So that had to be a challenge in writing this. He goes on to say, the biggest challenge was there's a whole bunch of audience that know her and a whole bunch that don't. She has one foot in the Star Wars that a lot of people know because of her connection to Anakin, and yet she's all new and can go in her own direction in her own way. I think it makes her an interesting bridge between what came before and what's really possible.
Oh, so that's what he means.
Yes.
It's a little more benign than I originally thought.
They just don't make anything sound exactly how it should be.
Gotta build it up. Gotta hype.
Hype train. Yeah. We were talking about that the other day, too.
Yeah.
Hype train.
We're both super excited. I'm super excited for this.
Filoni also hinted to Empire how he's a bit nervous about what his mentor, George Lucas, will think of the show. Remember, they made Ahsoka together.
Yeah. Dave drew her, though, so...
Dave drew her.
George said, hey, we need a Padawan for Anakin.
It's like...
And everybody's like, what? What do you mean?
He's like,
have you seen the movies? There's no Padawan.
There's no
Padawan for Anakin.
Exactly.
That's why we need one.
Dave said, it's almost like when you turn in a big paper at school. It's like, here it is.
That's the
he's
feeling.
Getting graded.
Every time I put out a video, that's how I feel. Like, here it is. Don't reject it, please.
Mm-hmm. We still have some time before the series. So if you are a fan of this channel, or maybe you know somebody who needs to know some more about these characters, starting next week, every Thursday, we are going to be doing a Who's That? Who are you?
Who are you?
Going over some of the characters that are going to be in the Ahsoka series, or possibly in the Ahsoka series. We're going to start out next week with Sabine.
I thought we'd start with Ahsoka.
No, that one's going to take me quite a while to get together. There's a lot of information to compile. I'd like to get that one out closer to the release date.
Okay. Start with Sabine, huh?
Starting with Sabine, because she's interesting. I mean, she's a nice bridge from the Mandalorian show, I think.
She's also going to be a star in the show, yeah.
She's a Mandalorian, so it's a nice grab onto who's that Mandalorian? Who's that Mando? In Ahsoka. We've got, and these are in no particular order after that, Hera/Chopper, Ezra, Zeb, Kanan, Thrawn, Ahsoka, of course, possibly the Night Sisters. We might get another trailer that gives a little more information about them. We might do them anyway because Morgan Elsbeth is the most likely one, and people might like to know who the Night Sisters were. And possibly a Captain Rex because of the rumor that...
And because it's Rex.
And because it's Rex, but because of the rumor that Tamora Morrison might be playing Rex in the show.
Yeah. Which seems to make sense.
So yeah, every Thursday you'll be getting an extra special video going over things that either you do already know and want a refresher, or some brand new information that'll help you ease on into the show.
I'm sure you'll find something that even the hardcores may have forgotten. You're good at that.
Yeah, but I gotta not make them 30 minutes long, because...
Why not?
Because that's a lot. I mean, Ahsoka might be, but the other ones can't be. Alright, let's move on to another article today. Continuing in the vein of Ahsoka, we have an interview with Ivana Sakino, who is playing Shin, who we talked a little bit about yesterday because they have a wolf last name.
I wonder
why. But everyone, I think, has latched onto the term ambitious force wielder for Shin. That is what she is described as.
Ambition. What side of the force does that usually imply?
Gray?
Oh, we don't use that word around here.
Yes. They keep describing her as a baddie, but I'm not sure if she is one yet. I mean, we won't really know exactly where they stand until the show comes out.
Well, haven't we heard, I think from Ray Stevenson's interview, that they're kind of complicated and it's not...
Thanos was also complicated.
Yes.
He didn't see himself as a baddie either. He saw himself as the savior of the universe.
Well, sure, but somebody kind of implied that they are more than meets the eye.
I think they are, to be honest.
Yeah, there's something up with them. It's not just going to be, oh yeah, these are the new bad guys and they got orange lightsabers and they're cool. There's going to be, obviously, more to it than that.
She looks like an interesting character from the very brief looks we get at her in the trailer. She does look very slicey, dicey with her lightsabers while piloting her stars. Yeah, she's very like...
She looks angry.
She has squirrel energy. That crazy...
Okay.
It's the kind of energy I attribute also to Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, because everybody wants her to be squirrel girl.
Energy.
Yeah.
It's that crazy little rah energy. And that's what I see in this crazy little Padawan.
Okay, squirrel energy.
Squirrel energy. I mean, she's clearly very focused and direct. She was always in attack mode when we see her in the trailers. Like, I'm coming for you. But what Ivana says is, Shin is quite an intense and ambitious force wielder. She is very skilled in lightsaber combat. She is a new character, so I don't want to give away too much of who Shin is, as I would love the audience to be able to discover her. She also says, and this is an interesting line, I hope that despite her darkness of character, we're able to also expand our understanding of that darkness within someone and the reason behind it. I love her. I really care so much about her, and I feel like it's my job to take care of her and protect her.
So another sympathetic baddie?
Maybe they're just kind of showing us a different darkness of the dark side. Maybe, I mean, think about it. Dark doesn't always mean evil. I mean, what if, like think of the disease, like, think of depression.
Yeah, depression's bad.
It's bad, but that doesn't make you a bad person.
No, but it's more of a... Person. Depression is not like a...
But would a Jedi be a person who was depressed?
So you're talking she's a depressed Jedi?
No, I'm just using depression as an example.
Okay. I think I get what you're trying to say. Like, just because you have something wrong with you, does that automatically mean you're a darksider? Like,
exactly.
you have issues.
It's issues, but are the issues enough to be like, I'm a darksider and I want to kill people? No, I just have issues.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the problem. Like, Anakin had issues, right? And look where that led him.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people say if the Jedi had listened to his issues, he wouldn't have fallen to the dark side.
It's tough. Without the show, we don't exactly know what she means, but that's what's interesting. We're going to expand the understanding of what a darkness within someone and the reasons behind it. Could this be why the lightsaber isn't fully red for her and Balon?
I think that's what it implies, that they lean heavily dark side, but they're not like true dark side. But
maybe because they do dark deeds, but they don't relish them.
Well, sure,
like
but
some
that's
of the other dark side individuals.
I don't think, like, not to bring it up, but I don't think Anakin relished killing children, right? It's not that he relished his dark deeds as much as the dark deeds just solidified him into the dark side.
And like he accepted the things he did, though.
Yeah.
So maybe they do things that they know are wrong, but they don't really accept them, but they know they have to do them.
Yeah, but that's still going to lead you to the dark.
It's very morally ambiguous.
Like, that would be kind of... It's kind of like cheating to say, like, okay, I know the things I'm doing are bad and evil, but since I'm not, like, totally okay with it, I'm totally not falling to the dark side. I don't know why I keep saying totally.
Totally.
Should add some likes in there, too. Like,
why not?
Totally not dark side, because I, like, totally didn't mean to be dark side. That's not how it works. Like, you fall to the dark side. It's not like it's not a conscious choice. I mean, I suppose it can be, but it's your deeds and your actions, your selfishness. All these things are what lead you to the dark side. So saying like, well, I'm doing dark things, but I don't really want to or mean to, it's irrelevant.
What if the dark side is trying to redeem themselves?
Well, that could be. That's a different angle. I mean, that's more likely, I think, what she's saying. Like, okay, we've done bad things, but we don't want to. We're trying to pull away from the dark side. That's a different angle, and I would like that better than the whole, like, I don't want to be dark side, but I am.
The actress not only, of course, bonded with her character, but she got really close with Ray Stevenson, who plays Balon and tragically has passed away. She said, Ray would constantly make noises. I remember the first scene that we were filming. He came up with a song for Shin. I can't say too much about the scene, but Ray would just constantly walk around like, who let the Shin out? Who? And of course, this role, as we've seen and examined her character, required a lot of physical training. She says, the training has to do with your connection to your mind and heart and body. And you really begin to, through understanding the history of Star Wars and the Force itself, see how that placates itself onto your own life through the flow and learning how to navigate it within your movement. She says that she gives a lot of credit to Rosario Dawson and, of course, their fight coordinator, Ming Kuei, for the months-long training period.
Why does it make it sound like those two are going to fight now? Confirmed.
She said that she was doing ice baths 2 times a week.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she had some very physical, intense workouts going on. We don't know who she's going to fight. Well, we think she's going to fight Sabine. She actually has a scene in that one trailer that we didn't all get to see where she's squaring off against Sabine.
Yeah, that's right, with the green saber. Sabine. Though I'd imagine...
Our video next week will explain why.
Ooh.
Well, not
why he has the
why she has the
green
lightsaber
saber.
and can use it.
Not why that fight is happening. We don't have that kind of information for you.
Insider
Sorry.
track.
Dave
Spoilers.
talks to you and only you.
He does, because I'm on a first name
basis
with him, and I bring him sandwiches. The Dave Quad. Sorry,
I like that you tied it back into the Wendy's thing.
Back to Wendy's.
Yes, nice.
For anyone who's
well
made
done.
it this long, tell us what menu item on Wendy's you really like. What is their Wendy's item that you like?
That's a good. I like it. We haven't done those in a while.
I know
this
you
is
really
going to be a
like
longer
the end
video.
of the secret videos thing. What menu item at Wendy's
and you
enjoy?
You can't do it all the time, otherwise people just skip to the end and find out what the thing is and make it seem like they watch. So you gotta do it sporadically. But
it just gets really interesting because the comment section gets really confused.
Yes, that's what I like, because then there are people like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
why
well, now I know you didn't watch the whole video.
Why did you just say strawberry frosty?
Is that your favorite?
I
don't think I've ever had like a frosty.
No,
from
I've never had a frosty. There was one time I almost got one and then I didn't.
What an amazing
close.
story.
Well,
I almost did this one thing, but I didn't.
They call it a frost. If I knew 100% it was going to taste similar to a milkshake, I would do it. Or a malt.
What do you think a
But
frosty is going to taste like? It's just
I don't
gonna be
know.
their
What
ice
if it's
milk
more
mixed
icy?
It's going to be like their ice milk mixed with strawberry.
I don't know.
It's going to be
It's not
going to be like a malt, but it's going to be
whatever.
like it. So yeah.
Leave your comments below. And
what do you want from Wendy's? I'm making a run. So let me know.
Thor, you got a lot to pick up at Wendy's.
No, it's going to be
wrap
a
this
while
up
before I
because
deliver.
we got to get in the car.
Oh yeah. Nice. Okay, so that's all we got for you this time. So now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell me what you want from Wendy's. And until next time, thanks for watching.